So right at the moment, the only place I have fire is this blue wire right here, which I'm guessing is the horn. I don't have any fire, and I don't have any turn signals. It was that my turn signals were working. Now they're not working. Now, I guess there's some things I could look at. I was about to take this piece off. This is the turn signal kind of operational piece right here. I just remembered I do have 2 new fuse boxes on this thing, and they light up if they've got a blown fuse. I don't see anything lit up there. Let's put the switch on. Now let's try it. Yeah, look, see that light right there? I'm guessing that's going to be wire. See, I don't know where this wire goes to, but I'm going to guess that's going to be the wire or the fuse that I need to replace. Make that thing work. That's 10 amp. Nope, I pulled that out and it's still on. Is it? Isn't it? Might have pulled out the wrong one. Might be this one here. Nope, it's this one. It's that one. Let's go get a 10 amp fuse. I bought me a box of fuses the other day. Probably paid too much for them, but you know, when you need a fuse, you need a fuse. And you know, back in the old days, we'd make trips to the gas station and get fuses. I don't think gas stations sell fuses anymore. And then we'd wind up with a bunch of old fuses rattling around in the dash forever that we hadn't used. Every old car had a bunch of fuses rattling around in the dash. So, let's see what we got here. Let's go with a blue one. That's going to be a 15 amp. We took out a 10 amp. Let's go with the blue one. That goes right there next to that, where that red light is. I like these little fuse boxes. It's got a light. Tells you when they go bad. Yeah, I like that a lot. Makes it a lot easier. Alright, let's see now. I hear it clicking. Let's see how it's not lit up here. And now that's working. This side ain't working. And I don't know if you can hear that clicking or not, but when I lean on this, it starts working, and you can hear it if you listen. See, I'm leaning on it and it's working. When I take my hand off, it stops. Now that makes it very hard to figure out when it's working and when it's not. And you'd like to know that, because if you're driving down the road and your blinker's blinking or not blinking, either one, that's problematic. So that's the reason why I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna turn this key off. I'm gonna do my screwdriver. I'll be sitting on it. Oh, the joy. There it is. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this off. This is a pleasant thing to be doing on a nice day like today, you know. It's a little chilly this morning, but the cold weather is supposed to be about done after today. And of course, when it is a little coolish, it's pleasant to work. I don't know how many of y'all saw it, but Waylon Wires, one of his buildings caved in from snow load last night. is one of them tin buildings about like this one over here or that one back there. Up in Maine, you couldn't hardly buy them because everybody knew that they wouldn't hold a snow load. I guess they were still selling them out in Washington State. They didn't expect that much snow. Up in Maine, you couldn't find anybody to sell you one of them. Now I took those 3 screws out, and this turn signal is going to unscrew and come out of there. And once that is out of there, then I should be able to pull this out, and hopefully we'll be able to see. We'll be able to see some wires back in here. I have access to some wires that will let me find the wires that go to the turn signal. Yeah, they're hooked. They're hooked to this thing right here. If I can get that off of here, that'd be good. It looks like that might snap off of there. I think we get a regular screwdriver. It might be that I can unscrew this whole piece here. There's some screws right there. Bring it all over here so you can see. I'm having just some wires behind here that I'd like to get access to. I'm thinking maybe I can unscrew this whole piece here and this whole piece will come off. That might allow me to have better access to what I'm trying to get to in here. I'm probably going to want a magnet so I don't drop things down in the column there. That let me get the pernundle sign off. That's good. There's 2 little bolts right there. Looks like they're going to be, I'm guessing those are going to be 7/16. But I think that will let this part come off. I'm going to go get me another little 7/16 socket. Try that. One of the nice things about working on an old car like this is you don't find, oh, blow the horn. You don't find metric nuts and bolts in them unless they've been put in them, because I might be wrong. I was fixing to say back in 63, 64 when this was built, we didn't have metric stuff in America, but I might be wrong. It might have been some, because we had some, I think we had Volkswagens back then. So yeah, that wasn't true. What I was about to say, that was a lie. Oh well. So take that out, and I got another one under here. This thing's broken, and there's a rock inside there. Yeah, I'm not joking. A piece of, oh, it's not a rock. That's one of the. Well, it's a broken piece of something. There. It was down in there. By the way, changing this over and putting that Prius column in here will also add a safety feature. These cars didn't have collapsible steering shafts, and when I was a kid, people that died in head-on collisions died because this shaft got shoved through their rib cage, through their lungs. Nowadays they make all this stuff collapsible. They changed these metal dashes for a similar reason. Back in, you'd have a crash, you would hit that dash, and that dash didn't give. Unlike all the padded dashes that are out there now, and have been for a long time. Safety wasn't really Well, we just, you know, in early automobiles, they was basically just trying to focus on making something that gets you up and down the road. They weren't really thinking about something that you could survive a crash in. That didn't come along till later on. I wish I could get a little play in this wiring so I could get to the back side of it, 'cause I think everything I want to see is right back there. But this might be hard to get off of here. But I was hoping it would give me access to that back there. Be nice if they would unplug. That ain't gonna happen, I don't think.